Most people spend their entire lives trying to get comfortable. They arrange everything around the idea that if things go well enough, if they avoid enough pain, if they find the right circumstances, they will finally feel okay. They will finally feel safe. And when something hard arrives, when something breaks, when life refuses to cooperate with the plan they carefully built in their minds, the first thing they feel is not curiosity. It is not even anger. It is something quieter and more dangerous than anger. It is a deep, personal sense of unfairness. A feeling that says, this should not be happening to me. That feeling, that specific feeling, is where most people stop growing. Because the moment you decide that your struggle is unfair, you have already handed it all the power. You have made yourself a victim of the very experience that was sent to develop you, and you will carry that weight not as a tool, but as a wound. Let me ask you something, and I want you to sit with the question before you answer it. When was the last time something easy made you stronger? Think carefully. Think honestly. When did comfort ever build your character? When did convenience ever deepen your patience? When did a smooth, predictable, effortless season of your life leave you fundamentally changed? In a way that mattered, in a way that lasted? It did not. Because that is not how growth works. That is not how any living thing works. A muscle that is never placed under tension never develops. A mind that is never challenged never sharpens. A person who has never pressed, never squeezed, never forced to go beyond what feels manageable, never discovers what they are actually made of. Struggle is not happening to you. Struggle is happening for you. And the sooner you understand that distinction, the sooner your entire relationship with difficulty will change. This is not a motivational phrase. This is not something to put on a poster and forget. This is a principle. A structural truth about the way human beings are actually built. We are not built for stillness. We are not built for endless ease. We are built for adaptation. We are built to be tested, to be pressed, to be broken open in places, and to rebuild something stronger from what remains. Every hard season you have ever survived, every period of your life where you were not sure how you would make it through, every moment where the weight felt like too much, those moments were not mistakes in your story. They were the story. They were the curriculum. And here is what the curriculum was teaching you, even when you could not see it. It was teaching you patience. Real patience. Not the kind where you wait calmly for something you know is coming, but the kind where you hold yourself together when you have no guarantee that anything is coming at all. That kind of patience cannot be learned in comfort. It has to be built in uncertainty. And you have been building it, whether you realized it or not. It was teaching you discipline, the ability to keep moving when nothing in you wants to move, when you are tired, when you are discouraged, when you have tried before and it did not work, when the results are not showing yet and the doubt is loud and the comfort of stopping is sitting right there, within reach. Discipline is not something you are born with. It is something you develop by choosing over and over again to do what is required instead of what is easy. Struggle creates the conditions where that choice must be made. Every single day. And every single time you make it, something inside you gets a little more solid, a little more reliable, a little more yours. It was teaching you mental toughness. And I want to be precise about what that means, because it is not what most people think. Mental toughness is not the absence of pain. It is not the ability to feel nothing. It is not coldness. It is not detachment. Mental toughness is the ability to feel everything, to feel the weight, the doubt, the exhaustion, the frustration, all of it, and still choose your response, still choose your direction, still choose who you are going to be in this moment, regardless of what this moment is putting on you. That is a skill. It is developed slowly. It is developed through repeated exposure to difficulty. And the people who have it are not people who were lucky enough to avoid hard times. They are people who went through hard times and refused to be defined by them. It was teaching you resilience, which is different from strength. Strength is what you bring into a situation. Resilience is what you rebuild after the situation breaks you. And you will be broken, not once, many times. This is not pessimism. This is honesty. Life does not offer a path that avoids breaking. It only offers a choice about what you do after. And resilience is built in the aftermath, in the slow, unglamorous, unwitnessed process of putting yourself back together. Every time you do it, you recover a little faster. Every time you do it, the foundation you rebuild on is a little more stable. Every time you do it, you prove to yourself that you can, and that proof accumulates. It becomes the quiet confidence of someone who knows they have been down before, and knows they have gotten up before, and therefore has no reason to believe that this time will be any different. And it was teaching you emotional control, the ability to regulate yourself when everything around you is irregular. When the pressure is high, when the people around you are panicking, when the outcome is uncertain, when your emotions are real and valid and present, but they cannot be allowed to make your decisions for you. This is one of the most underestimated forms of discipline that exists, and it is built precisely in the moments where maintaining it is hardest. Struggle is the training ground for that. Every moment where you chose not to react, chose not to collapse, chose to breathe instead of break, you were developing something invaluable, something that no comfortable life could have given you. Now I want you to consider something that may be uncomfortable to hear. There are people who go through the same hardship you are going through right now, the same circumstances, the same pressure, the same difficulty. And they come out of it changed in a way that is almost unrecognizable. Not because they suffered more, but because they related to their suffering differently. They did not waste their struggle by spending it in resentment. They used it. They asked not why is this happening to me, but what is this developing in me? And that single shift in orientation made all the difference. There are also people who run from struggle. And I understand the impulse. I do not judge it. When something is painful, the instinct to move away from it is completely natural. But here is what happens to the person who consistently avoids difficulty. They stay exactly where they are. They do not develop patience because they never stay in uncertain situations long enough to need it. They do not develop discipline because they always find a way to choose comfort over consistency. They do not develop resilience because they have built a life so carefully insulated from hardship that when it inevitably arrives, as it always does, they have no experience, no tools, no internal resources to meet it with. And then a moderate challenge becomes catastrophic because they have never been trained. The person who faces struggle and the person who avoids it are both going to experience difficulty. Neither of them escapes it. The difference is that one arrives at difficulty having been prepared for it, and the other arrives having never been prepared for anything. Think about the people you admire most, not the ones who had everything handed to them, not the ones whose path was clean and comfortable and uninterrupted. Think about the ones who genuinely earned your respect, who carry themselves with a quiet kind of authority, who can walk into a difficult room and be steady, who do not need approval, do not need certainty, do not need everything to go perfectly in order to function. Where did that come from? It came from exactly the place that most people are trying to avoid. It came from hard seasons, endured, from losses that were real, from failures that were public, from moments of deep uncertainty where they had nothing to rely on except their own decision to keep going. The difficulty did not diminish them. It defined them. It gave them something that ease could never give. It gave them themselves. And now I want to speak directly to the person who is in something hard right now. You are not being punished. Whatever you are carrying, whatever this season looks like, whatever it feels like from the inside, you are not being singled out for suffering. You are being shaped. The question is not whether this difficulty is real. It is. The question is not whether it is painful. It is. The question is what you are going to do with it, because you have a choice that most people never consciously make. You can experience this as something happening against you, something to survive, something to wait through until it is over. Or you can experience it as something that is working on you, something that is removing what is not yet strong enough to stay. Something that is exposing what needs to be developed. Something that is forcing you to become more than what you currently are. That choice, made consistently, over months, over years, is what separates people who grow from people who just get older. Because once you understand that, once you genuinely internalize that struggle is not the opposite of growth, but the mechanism of it, something changes. You stop relating to difficulty as a threat. You start relating to it as information. You stop avoiding discomfort and start sitting with it long enough to understand what it is asking you to develop. You stop waiting for things to get easier and start getting stronger so that what is hard now becomes manageable later. That is not a mindset shift. That is a fundamental change in who you are, and it is available to you right now. In whatever you are in the middle of, the strongest version of you is not somewhere on the other side of your struggle. It is being built inside of it. Every day you stay, every day you choose discipline over comfort, every day you practice patience when everything in you wants to react, every day you get up after falling, every day you choose who you want to be instead of who you feel like being. You are not just surviving something, you are becoming someone. And that process, that quiet, difficult, invisible, unglamorous, deeply important process is the whole point. Do not run from it. Do not numb it. Do not wish it away. Use it, understand it, respect it, because it is not your enemy. It never was. If this moved something in you, if something in here landed where it needed to land, leave one comment. Write, build through struggle. That is all. That is enough. Because if you mean it, that is everything.